Hello, Rick, in the video. Today we're gonna take a look at some footage that got sent to me actually from the Open Ultra League. I didn't even know this. Okay, from the Open Ultra League here with the Mandibus, the Galarian Stunfisk, and the Pelipper. I thought it was the Ultra League Premier Cup because it also would be available there. And it would be definitely a very cool team for that one as well. But here we're going to see the Open Ultra League, which is an interesting one. We see the Cresselia against you here, which is going to have a pretty decent, it's actually kind of neutral matchup against the Galarian Stunfisk here. This is a very good team to climb. If you need like a team that is good to climb, this is one of the best that you can use right now. If you want to use some XL Pokemon, of course, we're going to have here most likely the Swampert of the Pelipper and then the Mandibus in the back, because Mandibus is weak to like ice types, is weak to fairy types, and you kind of beat them with your lead there. As you see the Swampert here coming in, yeah, you're the Swampert of the Pelipper. You will be able to take this one move here from the Hydro Cannon. They're going to actually still stay in here. That's interesting. Most likely they're going to run Earthquake as well, and they seem to be weak to flying types in the back here. As we see the actually the Weather Ball did a lot of damage here. I didn't expect that one. We see the Hydro Cannon coming through, and they're going to still stay in here. You can go for the Weather Ball, forcing a shield or the knockout against the opponent, and we will see the knockout already, and we see a Charizard in the back. The Charizard will most likely shield up this move, but they will be able to farm you all the way down as well here. So it's going to be a tough one. You could have swapped out here already into your Mandibus, not gonna lie, because now you gave just the opponent a little bit extra farm, which is not really necessary. We see the Blast Burn getting shielded. This basically seals the deal already. We see an Air Slash version of the Mandibus, which I think is for the Ultra League. Right now, the better choice as well, because there are a lot of fighting types available, and you actually try to catch the move on the Galarian Stunfisk, which is a kind of safe bet because they have to throw basically into 5 fast moves anyway. Even if you don't catch like there, it didn't really hurt you, as this Blast Burn also does not hurt you as much. You're going to be able to farm them all the way down just with your fast moves alone. I think this first game going to be at least a good game here already. Don't know how all this went here. I didn't take a look on how many games they won or anything like this, so we're going to take a look at this today together. We're going to see the Cobalion coming in. This is an interesting matchup because they're going to most likely have to shield here, as this is going to be a Stone Edge, and Stone Edge going to hurt. You will be able to go for a Weather Ball now. You overfarm a little bit too much, at least for my own liking. But you're going to be able to go for another Weather Ball now. I think you win CMP against the opponent because you should be not as bulky. So you could have went for that, but you're going to just shield twice here. 2 times Stone Edge, and I guess you can farm them all the way down. Don't know about this throw as well. But we're gonna get the shield here. That's, I guess, nice. If you can go for another one, but I guess they can realign now against you. Interesting decision here. They're most likely going to have another fighting type in the back there, so it's going to be a tough one to still win like this. You're going to be able to get some energy here. Do they have oh, they actually have a Registeel in the back. That's nice. That's good for you. If they had Virizion in the back, I think this would have been a game over, but like this, you should be kind of fine. 2 Earthquakes will be enough to knock out the Registeel. You can no shield this because you don't have shields anymore, but this Focus Blast will not knock you out yet. You can go for another Earthquake here, and this Earthquake will be enough to knock them out. As we see now the Pidgeot coming in, you will outspeed them to the Rock Slide. You can straight go Rock Slide there. They still have to throw a charge move against you. You could also swap out here, which I actually would do, because the thing is, okay, they're going to throw here. They're going to throw the Feather Dance. Never mind, no, you can swap out. Smart decision, because the opponent had to throw at least a Feather Dance there to debuff you. And if they went for the Brave Bird, they would have debuffed themselves. So, like, this was definitely a good decision by you to stay in there, because it wouldn't have knocked out anyway. Here you should have thrown earlier, because they can now go ahead and debuff you even further, but it doesn't matter. 2 foul plays should be enough to knock out the opponent. Even if not, you still have even your Galarian Stunfisk available, which still would get to a Rock Slide in time, as the opponent gonna go down here. Again, Mandibus is such an underrated Pokemon. I haven't really seen that too often recently, but this Pokemon is so bulky, it's really insane. We see a Cresselia against you here in the lead, which will be a neutral matchup, as we saw already before. Grass Knot will hurt you quite a bit, but it's just a neutral move that's not stab, while the Earthquake is at least a stab move that's going to hurt a little bit more. But the opponent has superior bulk there. Like, if you actually take a look on how bulky Cresselia is in the Ultra League, it's insane. Like, Golden PvP Poke, look on the stats compared to like other common picks. Cresselia just outbulks them all. It's really wild. I wonder if there's any time soon going to be a better Pokemon than Cresselia in terms of bulk and still good coverage and moveset for the Ultra League. But here we will see the Earthquake coming through. We're going to get the shield from the opponent. You could let this move go through. You're going to let this move go through, and I guess you're gonna go into your Pelipper. Could have wanted the Mandibus as well, but I guess here you get to the charge move a little bit faster. I guess it's fine. You have no shield advantage, which is cool. Which is not cool is the Warren against you here right now. You can let the first move go through, like you have to kind of let the move go through anyway. I would just go straight for Hurricane because like there's not really any option for you to not do that here. You have to get the damage on them and you're gonna get the damage on them. I would shield here as well. That's definitely the correct choice. I kind of try to take a look at it as well here for the people who want to climb or whatever. What I would do different in certain scenarios, I did the last time where I commentated some other battles video. That doesn't make sense. Other battle from other players as well, and people like that. As we see the Charizard here, you should have swapped out immediately there after you threw your charge move there. That didn't really make sense to stay in. Now allows the opponent to still get to some blast burns, which will not really affect you. I think you're still going to be able to go for a foul play. You see how much damage it does, and I think the air slash should do enough damage to win this game for you. They have to go for 2 blast burns here in order to knock you out. Of Dragon Claw is not enough, and yeah, you will be able to farm them down there. Air Slash seems to be the way to go for sure. We see a very good lead for you, and we see a very good save swap for you as well here, as you're going to get the instant win there with that one. Stuff like this can happen as well. Giratina in the lead, interesting one there as well, but they're going to swap out immediately, which makes it matchup way easier for you. Going to Pelipper is amazing for this matchup here. This is such a clear win from Pelipper. They can go for the Mega Horn, but yes, it does a lot of damage, but what else? Had to cut off something here. Because there was some phone call coming in, which I don't really want to have in there, just also for privacy reasons. I had to cut out there as well afterwards. Again, I did this before when I tried to cut the battles just in the front and the end, where like there was a phone call coming in, so yep, that's going to be definitely cut out there. But here we will see the Rock Slide coming through from the opponent. I didn't know about the phone call in the middle of the game though. As we see there, a very nice catch there on the Earthquake, and I have no idea why the opponent decides to swap out like this there. At least if I was the opponent, I would have went for 1 charge move with the Warrain still. But here we see like a very decent matchup for you. You're going to let the Crunch go through. I think they sped up the gameplay themselves as well. This looks like 4 times sped up or 3 times sped up, which I didn't know either, but I cannot really do anything about that. Sorry for that then, but again, if you want to ever send in battles for me, the best thing that you can do here, by the way, very good catch on the Earth Power, the best thing that you can do for that would be just send in like 10 separate battles, don't edit them at all, like just basically start recording like I do when you see the opponent already on the screen, and end as soon as you hit the final, when you knocked out the final Pokemon or when they knock you out. But yeah, that was definitely a higher speed than usual, which I'm not going to change now. That's their thing. If they speed up 1 game out of 10, I don't know. Interesting. But still, we're going to see a Warrain against us. That's a wild. We see the Warrain going to be able to not do too much there. We can see a charge move coming through, which is going to be the Icicle Spear. But yeah, again, if you want to ever send stuff in, the best thing is just don't edit them at all. Just send them 10 separate, or like at least 10 separate different games there. If it's more, that's also better, but like 10 is like the minimum. And just don't edit them, don't speed them up, don't put them anywhere, like just normal battles. 30 FPS is also totally fine. You don't need 60 FPS because I speed them up myself, and this puts them basically at 60 FPS already if you have 30 before. So just a thing there. As we see the perfect hard answer for a Trevenant, they're going to have to swap out immediately, and we see a Tapu Fini. This Tapu Fini will not enjoy the incoming Hurricane here for sure. Is this Hurricane going to hurt them a lot? You're actually going to let this move go through. That's a little bit risky, but I think this Hurricane already going to nearly knock them out at this range. Yeah, you can go for 1 Weather Ball and that's going to knock them out. So it's going to be a very good matchup for the Pelipper in the 0 shield scenario. Very nice there. We see them just quitting out. There was nothing that they could have done there anyway. Next opponent, we will see a Swampert again. Swampert going to be interesting as you can swap out into your Pelipper. They're going to swap out into an Obstagoon. I don't think that the Obstagoon going to have a great time here either, because they can go for neutral Night Slash, but unless they boost, you're going to have the advantage in terms of the damage that you put out, and you're going to be able to resist the opponent's fast move at least. As they're going to shield up the Hurricane. I would have also went for Weather Ball instead. It's just safer to play here at this point of time, but now you can go for Hurricane because I'm not going to invest another shield for sure. Hurricane coming through, going to get them very low. And you can actually still get to another charge move. They're going to just try to farm you all the way down, which I guess is fine for you. They're going to let the move go through? Okay, this is wild. I actually don't know why they did this. This basically allows you to realign your Pokemon unless they have another answer for Galarian Stunfisk in the back and they just don't care at all on which Pokemon they're gonna get it on. This is a wild play by the opponent. Let's see what they're going to have in the back. The Swampert can go for a charge move here again. Going to be the Hydro Cannon, of course, and you will be able to just take those moves here like it's nothing. As Manabas is just so extremely bulky. It's a Talon fight. I guess it's fine there, but you're still going to be able to reach the Rock Slide here in time. You can still even take one charge move from the opponent. You can reach another Rock Slide afterwards, so I just would let this move go through as well, and you can just rely on your Manabas at this point of time. They can farm you down, and they will farm you down, but we will see here that the Rock Slide going to do some nice damage if it would land, but like of course it doesn't land at this point of time. You're going to go ahead and I think there was a CMP tie which failed, which is kind of sad. Brave Bird coming through. It wasn't a CMP tie. Okay, that's really good for you. And now you can just go ahead and go for one foul play. Easy knockout there. Well played so far. Not really understanding what the opponent tried to do there, but I guess they didn't really have a good answer for Pelipper. That does make sense. Pelipper is not the most common Pokemon in the Open Ultra League, but a very cool Pokemon to use for sure, especially after the Wing Attack buff. As also a lot of Charizards are currently around, and for this, like, Pelipper is really, really good against them. We'll see here the next opponent having the Cresselia in the lead again. And this matchup, straight Earthquake, basically there's no reason for you to bait at all. You're just gonna go straight the entire time. And you should be able to win this in the 0 shields. And you always basically get a shield advantage like that if you want to. You could even go for Rock Slide here, but I don't think Rock Slide does enough, so I guess Earthquake is still the way to go. And yeah, you're gonna go straight for the Earthquake immediately as well. As Earthquake going to knock them out and you can realign, which is good because they have a Swampert there, and the Swampert going to be aligned against the Pelipper. They stay in for too long. I don't know what the opponents are doing here. The battles are recorded, I think, at like close to expert range, a little bit higher than expert range, so unless they're all super weak to Pelipper, which I guess is the case here, I find it all pretty weird what they're trying to do here right now. But they're going to let the Swampert do more damage against you now. Let's see what they have in the bag. It's going to they're still staying in here. They're still going to get to another move here, and you can still easily swipe it, so I don't know what they're trying to do. They're going to swap out now. It's going to be another fire type. It's literally, Pelipper just breaks the Swampert plus Charizard core right now, which is pretty common, and that's kind of wild because like it just destroys them completely. Blast Burn comes through, the opponent decides to surrender here already anyway, and we can go to the final battle at least with an Obstagoon in the lead. It's going to be a tough one, but it's not as tough because you have Air Slash on your Manabas, of course. We see the Cresselia coming in here, and they're going to have to take one Hurricane here, which is good for you that they shielded, I feel like, as you can just let the moves go through. You have now an advantage already. They get the attack drop as well, that's annoying for you, but you can still go for... You would have been able to go for a Hurricane. I disagree with that shield here for sure. Like, yes, you can get some damage on them now, but you're debuffed already and it doesn't really help you. And now you basically got rid of the only advantage that you had there, which was the shield advantage. But I guess you want to catch the move here, which is also a little bit risky because now you're going to be able to get in the Obstagoon against you again. So, don't know really if I agree with the plays here. We see the cross chop coming through. You can go for an Earthquake here, but yeah, I feel it a little bit weird, but you can at least do some damage against them. You can still even reach a Rock Slide if they wouldn't throw the charge move here, but they're going to throw the Night Slash and knock you out. They don't boost luckily, and you can go for the Hurricane, but now it's all depending on the Manabas in the back. We see the knockout here. The opponent goes most likely back into the Cresselia, exactly. You can go for one Weather Ball, or you just try to catch the move here, which could be a Moonblast if they don't run. Okay, they run Grass Knot, that's good for you. If they didn't run a Grass Knot, then it would be a Moonblast, which would have been super effective. This will be a Moonblast, so it's going to be a tough one for you. You might actually encounter something in the back that's weak to flying though, which might help you out, because they're going to have to shield this move up. Yeah, okay. They're going to be weak to flying in the back. It must be some kind of fighter, I would say. From just seeing the current matchup, they're going to swap out soon. You could have also went for Aerial Ace, just predicting that they swap into a fighter now. But you can knock them out like this as well. And it's going to be, it's not a fighter, it's going to be a Trevenant, which is going to get Hurricane. And this is going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed this short one for the Open Ultra League, which I didn't know. And I hope I see you in the next video. Bye!